Ciao everyone. So today, Quentin and I were having an inspiration. What should we cook? And we were thinking cookies. And I'm scrolling through my phone, and of course it starts going on the Instagram story, and I'm trying to turn it off. And then I'm like, well, we have to get a picture of Quentin because he's looking really cute. And he has this adorable little outfit, future foodie, small plates only, that my friends at Frigo sent. And before you know it, I'm like looking at Instagram like we all are, and I'm like, we hit 10,000 likes. When did that happen? And so Quentin and I are like, okay, Mommy was like, this is an excuse to make chocolate chip cookies. Not that I needed an excuse, and I was gonna make them anyways. But I was telling Daddy, who's our film man right now, I'm gonna make chocolate chip cookies, and he said, good, make it on film and teach everyone how you can make them like that humongous cookie that you do at home, and how you spoil us, and your tricks, and why they taste so much better than when you just make them, babe. So I thought, as a thank you for 10,000 likes and to get to know some of my new viewers, I thought I would just make some cookies with you. So Quentin and I are gonna make a quick batch of our famous chocolate chip cookies. They're at emilyellen.com, and I'm gonna put him in his little chair. Daddy has a chair up there. And, oh, he's gonna put up a fuss. You can hold the whisk, sir. Oh, and we're gonna use our new mixer, Quentin. Do you wanna see it? Our old mixer broke because when Quentin was sitting in the chair and Mommy was trying to make bread the other day, and the whole thing like came crashing off. It was a disaster. Long story short, we broke the mixer. We didn't break the floor. We ran out of yeast. Bread got made somehow. Everything was good. But anyways, here's Mommy's trick to making the best chocolate chip cookies. So in my recipe, I have a cup of white sugar and a cup of brown sugar. Now, what I've found over the years is, I got a big old container of sugar just now, scoop it in, is that it actually tastes better when I make my own brown sugar. And you're like, make your own brown sugar. Okay. It's really quite simple. Brown sugar is just adding molasses, and I think the flavor of just adding the molasses in yourself tastes so much better. So that's my first tip, is to make brown sugar. So you saw I put 2 cups of white sugar and then a tablespoon-ish of molasses. A little more, makes it a little darker and richer, and more of that like, I don't know, more unctuous, dark, maple syrupy flavor. And then I have soft butter. Now, one of my friends who used to prep all of Martha Stewart's recipes before going on TV said that she used to have her cut them into 1-inch squares, perfectly 1-inch squares. Well, Martha's Martha because she's perfect, and I don't have time to be perfect like Martha. But I have had time to keep my butter at room temperature, and I'm gonna roughly chop it to about 1 inch, right? Scrape it into the bowl. So friends, for those of you who are just joining our page, I am known as the Retro Rad Chef, and I was coined that when I was on Next Food Network Star years back, and my POV, or my point of view, was identified, and that was that I really enjoy taking the old recipes, remixing them, and making them new. So as the home economics teacher that you've always wanted, I am still remixing the old recipes, and I really gravitate towards breaking into your mama's recipe boxes or your grandmother's recipe boxes, dusting them off, and breathing new life into them. So back to our recipe. The trick for baking, and I know on our last live, Brad was saying his daughter had made a cake, but the butter didn't incorporate in properly. Well, this is the trick. You've got to cream or really mix in with a paddle the sugar and the butter. And you'll see, I'll actually whip it until it gets to be like a fluffy consistency. And Hubs, the cameraman, will actually come in a minute and you will see exactly what's going on. This is also a good time to add your flavoring. So, as I'm climbing into my spice cabinet, here are my secret ingredients for flavor. I add vanilla. My sister made this vanilla for me for Christmas, and it's a treat. It's high octane brandy and vanilla pod. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of that. And then I add a pinch of cinnamon. And I think it just kind of like makes everything sing. Okay. See how it's getting fluffy? You might have to like wipe down the bowl a little. Okay, and then the other trick, and for all of those of you who like potato chips, or like when you go to the movie theater and you have popcorn, what do you think? You're into it. You're into it. Now, Mimosa, your grandma, her favorite thing is to go to the movie theater and get buttery, salty popcorn and put raisinets in it because it's salty and sweet. So with that same thought in mind, Mommy takes her sweet chocolate chip cookies, grabs a little sea salt, or quite a bit actually. Like I said, the recipe's online. For all of you who like to follow the rules, the exact recipe's online. For those of you who like a framework, the recipe's online, but make it your own and go a little wild here and there. The worst thing that can happen is, well, you have to eat and hide all the evidence of the baked goods that doesn't come out perfect, but I promise these will come out perfect. Okay, whip up all your flavoring. Now, look at these, fresh from the chicken. 2 eggs. They're still warm. Whip it up. All right, that looks good. Oh, I see that molasses down there, and we want to get all that flavoring. So I'm going to scrape it around the bottom. Okay. Give it one more whirl around the bowl. Okay. Now I'm going to add my dry ingredients. Okay, this is the next trick. What? A half teaspoon baking powder, whole teaspoon baking soda. Okay. Dry ingredients. A lot of recipes say sift or whisk. And the reason that you're doing that is so that you evenly incorporate these leaveners, so you don't just have pockets of like cake that kind of rise, or a weird dome in your cake, or cookies that are all like wonky. So you can sift them together, and that'll also help aerate it and make them nice and fluffy. Or you can whisk them together, and I stole your whisk, sir. And Mommy couldn't have thought about a bigger bowl. Here we go. We're gonna whisk them. Whisk, 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 whisk. Evenly incorporate it. Ta-da! Back to you. Put the lid on it because klutzy Mommy will spill it. Okay. And then you add it into the bowl. Maybe half at a time so it doesn't like start snowing. Okay, we're working it up. Whoa, what's she doing over there? Okay, add the rest. I think that's a sound effect for it, Quentin. Okay. Now, for all of you newbies, we do make a mess here at Emily Ellen. Instagram.com, all of the above. So, just wait. You'll find us doing cooking demos on live. We will do cooking demos with our friends at Frigo Cheese or the United Soybean Board. We cook around the world and share recipes and fun and adventure. So I'm glad you're on board. Okay, check this out, guys. See this, Quentin? This is deliciousness. I know where my eggs came from. So I can eat raw cookie dough. But I promised chocolate chip cookies, sir. Oh, can I add 2 cups of chips? Can I have the cup? Can I trade you? Okay, everyone, Quentin has decided that he's gonna keep that. And Mommy's gonna do a cup. I mix all my chips together. It was kind of like quarantine clean out rather. So I just mixed them all together. I thought they were pretty. I don't know, that's for me. We're a chocolate chip eating family, so we go through them quite a bit. And whenever they're on sale, then I just mix them together. Okay, check this out. Sometimes you gotta roll up your sleeves, get in there, and mix it with your hands. Okay, now this is the next trick for the colossal cookies. I like to take a humongous handful, pat them together, and put them on the tray, like that, okay? Now, I would never just put these in the oven like this because I bake them 375 for about, well, when they're normal size, 10 minutes. When they're colossal, around 15 minutes. If I cook them like this, they're just gonna splay out and you're gonna have a colossal cookie this big with, it's gonna be thin and it's gonna be no bueno. So actually, I washed my hands and I'm gonna put them right in the freezer. The rest of the cookie dough, I'm gonna put in a plastic bag. And what I do is keep that in the freezer or the fridge. We have a couple bags going. I'll take like bags and I'll make logs of cookie dough and I'll have them in the freezer or the fridge and we'll just cut them off. And whenever we feel like, oh, I need a sweet treat, pick me up, then we chisel off a piece and we stick it in the oven. Now, these guys are about done. Oh, yes, they are. Let me put these in the freezer. Those will be for later. And then we'll probably put ice cream in between them. Okay. These. Oh, are just about perfect. They need time to cool. They need time to rest. They are ooey gooeying in the center, but I'm telling you, they've got a nice crust on the outside and they're perfect. So go get the recipe at emilyellen.com. And I want to thank all of you. Wait, let me thank you properly without beeping going on. Quentin, you found the sugar. Holy camole. This is gonna be a mess today. Our son is gonna be running around the house. Okay, without distractions, I want to say thank you for joining the page. We're at 10,000 likes. This is great. Tell more friends. We can make this huge community of all kinds of fun cooking projects, cookies, cooks, and we'll have fun on our culinary adventures. What do you think, Quentin? I think you think it's sweet. All right, tell everybody. Tell everybody what you told me. Yeah, la la la. That means thank you. Thank you for following us. And we will see you later, Gators. Thanks for being our 10,000 like. Sweet kiss.